SUI has been the hottest blockchain as of late, and in this video I'm going to show you my yield farming strategy and how I'm going about accumulating more SUI with some pretty high yields and fairly low risk. And I'm going to talk about all my strategies around why I select my ranges, why I'm providing liquidity for SUI, which decentralized exchange I'm providing liquidity on and why, as well as why I'm bullish on SUI. And we're going to briefly explain what SUI is, and I say briefly because we already made a fundamental analysis on SUI on the Know What Owls YouTube channel, where we went through literally everything. Okay, so subscribe to Know What Owls, give that video a watch if you haven't. The link to that video is down in the description. And as always, none of this is ever financial advice. This is for your education purposes only. And lastly, before we get started, if you like crypto, we did make the world's first crypto-themed album. It's called The Crypto State of Mind. It's on all music streaming platforms. Link to that's in the description as well. And we also made a custom song for SUI because we partnered with them and did an event last week right before I left San Francisco. That video will be live on the Know What Owls YouTube channel in the coming days, and the song will be live in the coming days as well. We're just waiting on the SUI legal team to approve it. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the content. Starting off with, what is SUI and what is yield farming? So SUI is a layer 1 blockchain where you can host smart contracts on top of it and build applications just like Ethereum, just like Solana, just like Binance Smart Chain. And SUI is a what's called EVM compatible blockchain, which stands for Ethereum Virtual Machine, which means that Solidity code can also work on SUI. What makes SUI different is that they have their own programming language called Move, and the Move programming language is designed to be more secure, allows you to build applications safer with less code, and prevent reentrancy attacks. And we dove into that in the SUI video that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. SUI also allows parallel transactions so that multiple transactions can go through at the same time, which increases the transactions per second. I believe their transactions per second is around 14,000. Okay, so now that we have a good idea as to what SUI is, what is yield farming? Yield farming allows you to take your liquidity, your crypto, your stable coins, and get a yield on them. Right? You can stake your funds on a money market platform. You can stake them on an insurance platform. You can stake it on the blockchain's validator network and get a yield to secure the network. Or the most profitable way that we always talk about on this channel is you can stake your funds on a decentralized exchange in pools. And anytime people swap back and forth in that pool, you get paid in those two assets that you staked in that pool. Now, why am I bullish on SUI? I'm bullish on SUI for the reasons that I explained. I like their Move programming language, and I believe that you need a programming language that is safe so that developers can come and build. The more developers build, the more people come and use. The more people come and use, the more fees the blockchain makes. And that's what's going to make blockchains sustainable, right? We don't know which one's going to win out, but I do believe SUI has a good chance. And I don't believe it's going to be one, just like there are multiple internet browsers. I think it's going to be multiple blockchains that have different purposes that they serve. And I like SUI for DeFi, and I like SUI for gaming, right? They've been really pushing the needle on gaming. You have a lot of developers building gaming applications on SUI. And there's been some rumors about them partnering with Pokemon, right? So we'll see if they, announce something after this event that's happening in Divide, Token 2049 or something like that. So let's look at some fundamental analytics on SUI, and then let's also look at some yields on SUI. All right, so first, if we go over to DeFi Llama and you hit chains, DeFi Llama, if you haven't heard of it, it's basically a website that gives you a bunch of aggregated blockchain data for free, okay? So it shows all the chains in order from TVL, and you can see the protocols and the percentage increase in TVL in the past month, 7 days and day. And as you can see, SUI is number 9 with a TVL of 1.8 billion. And in the past month, that increased almost 50%. And if you look at the top chains, they've increased more than all of them, with some of them even having withdrawals. And only one that's been doing better in the past month is BitLayer, surprisingly, but they're still really low at 370 million. And then Unichain had a 4,959% increase, still only at 472 million. So to have the growth that SUI had when they were already at over $1 billion, it says a lot, right? And the price has also been going up a lot, which we're going to look at. But if you look here, you see that TVL, you see that huge spike, right? We're not even at all-time highs yet. And what I really like is their increase in stable coins. They're at an all-time high at stable coins at around 800 something million. And what this tells me is that people are wanting to play in SUI. When you bridge, as a general rule, ETH, we all know Ethereum is the most liquid asset in DeFi. So I always tell people, if you're gonna bridge something, either bridge ETH or stable coins, because if not, it's not a lot of liquidity for other things. Like, don't just be bridging random altcoins, right? Because it can get stuck and you have to go through the router and do all this annoying stuff that just takes time and it's unnecessary. You have to pay these unnecessary gas fees. So the fact that people are bridging all these stable coins on SUI is telling me, hey, people are coming to play on SUI. They're coming to provide liquidity in DeFi and use their stable coins to get a yield and participate in the SUI ecosystem, which is a great sign. Now, if we look on the SUI chain, you can see the top protocols. The decentralized exchange that I'm providing liquidity on is the Cetus exchange, because you can see that they have $207 million in TVL, and the other closest one is Bluefin with 94 million in TVL. I normally don't provide liquidity on the DEX unless there's at least around 100 million. Bluefin's at 94, so that's not bad. It's been increasing, but Cetus is the top dog. So if we go over to Cetus and we look at some pools, you can see some of the yields. So SUI USDC, 144%. Deep SUI, 280% APR. I'm going to be talking about the SUI USDC yield farming position here. And be on the lookout, because I'm going to do a fundamental deep dive, pun intended, on the deep protocol and my deep yield farming strategy. That video will come out a few days after this one. So if we pop open our SUI chart, you can see this huge price run, right? It went up 75% in a little over a week, right? And if you guys have been following my technical analysis, you guys know I love using my 62 EMA, which is this orange line, which is rolling Fibonacci, and the 200-day moving average. Everything else, I'm just a naked trader, right? And I like to use the 62 and the 200-day as support. And as you can see, whenever the 62 is on top of the 200, we're in bullish conditions on any chart, as long as there's enough data. And whenever this is over, the 200 days over the 62 is bearish conditions, right? We can see the 62 inching up to cross. Not only that, we broke through our 62 and we broke through our 200-day, and now we're coming down to test it as support. Now, we're not out of the woods yet, because I want to see a candle close. I want to see the weekly close above the 200-day, which we actually did have it close above the 200-day. So that tells me that there is more room to grow for SUI, okay? So now, these are the ranges that I am in. Anytime prices between these two yellow lines, I'm making money. Anytime prices between these two green lines, I'm making money. Now, you might be asking, why are you in two ranges? Why not just be in one? Well, I want to maximize my the consolidation, because, you know, people always say never trade consolidation, but when you're yield farming, you want an LP consolidation because it's easier to stay in range. But let me show you guys a chart, and I've talked about this a lot on the channel. There's a concept called time in the market versus trying to time the market. And this shows the value of 10K invested into the S&P from January 2003 to December 2022. Had you invested 10K and you stayed in the market all the best days, your 10K would be worth 64.8K. But if you just missed the 10 best days, your percentage is more than cut in half. If you missed the 20 best days, your 10K is worth 17.8K. If you missed the 30 best days, you only made $1,700. And if you missed the 40 best days or more, you actually start to lose money. So going back to this, why did I select this range? Well, time in the market versus trying to time the market. I want to, like I said, I want to maximize when the market is consolidating and just staying in this, small pocket. And I'm rearranging these pretty often, and it's okay because the SUI gas fees are really, really low. So it's not like I'm on ETH mainnet. But I also want to have these big green ranges because I want to be in range for the best days. Because just like on that chart, if you're not in range on the best days and you don't get to capture the yield from these nice big green candles like this, well, guess what? Your performance is going to be drastically cut, okay? So I'm maximizing the short and the large. So guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. If you want to learn how to actually provide the liquidity, how to select the ranges and click the right buttons and do all that stuff. And if you want to be a part of an elite DeFi group with coaches and course material that goes over everything you need to know to manage your portfolio like a professional market maker, we're doing a 100K challenge where we're showing you how to get to 100K within 49 weeks. And that's being led by one of our other coaches. If that sounds interesting to you, you have two ways to take advantage. You can either book a call with me and we'll see if our program is a good fit for you, or you can join our community for free. We have a free version on Mighty Networks, and both of those links to book the call and to join the free group is in the description. But other than that, Thank you guys so much for watching. I love every single one of you who tuned in. Like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Take care and trade safe.